Men with power obey neither policy nor principle. No one is different. No one is neutral.
If Superman were here, what would you want to say to him?
That my family too had dreams. To look him in his eye and ask him how he decides which lives count and which ones do not.
Please silence all cell phones! Let the show begin!
Lights, camera, and action!
Shh, they're about to start the movie.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Freeman, and welcome back to Joshua vs. the Movies. We'll react, review, and go against all your favorite movies. Today, the movie I'll be going against, standing in the red corner, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. BVS came out in 2016 and was directed by Zack Snyder. BVS continues the story of Zack Snyder's Superman as he comes in contact with Batman for the first time after the Battle of Metropolis. The movie stars Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Jesse Eisenberg, Gal Gadot, and Amy Adams. BVS wasn't liked by many fans, so it's only right we see where it fits on the scale. The genre of the movie will be action, while the visuals and the stunts represent how well the visual effects look and how well the fight scenes are throughout the movie. If you guys have any questions on the scoring template for each category, it will be in the description below. But I think we're all set. So without further ado, let's get to the review.
Fight!
Round 1. Oh shit.
Zach, listen to me. I want you to get everyone out of the building right now. You understand?
It's amazing how they didn't be like, you know what, let's get out of the building now. After seeing that shit crush buildings, we were like, yeah, I would have been like, let's get out. Oh shit. Why is he still in the building? It was somebody in the building. Oh shit. Oh my god. That's iconic, yo.
I can't move my legs.
Oh
I can't move
shit.
my legs.
We need help over here. Damn.
You're okay, all right?
Damn. Oh shit, it was Wayne Enterprises. Okay, so the movie's gonna earn a point right here. This whole scene in Metropolis from Bruce Wayne's perspective is pretty iconic. From the music by Hans Zimmer to Ben Affleck's portrayal of Bruce Wayne.
Fight!
Round 2.
Oh, there she is.
Miss Lane, Jimmy Olsen, photographer, obviously.
Let's go.
Are you a terrorist, General?
What I am is a man with nothing.
Who's paying for these security contractors, General?
One question begs another.
It's just a camera. You just exposed.
Dude. I don't think you should be... Dude.
No one is different.
CIA.
CIA.
No.
No. No.
Ilan tun tarayan na nakba, Generalin.
Bruh.
Python, we've lost our asset on the ground.
I didn't know.
Yo.
Target locked.
You are clear to engage.
3, 1. Thing's been hit.
By what?
Yeah, they burnt the bodies. Okay, so that's gonna be my point. When it comes to this scene, I'm just like, but I do have a couple of problems with this scene. I mean, I understand what Lex does here to implicate Superman, but he would have never gotten away with it because the CIA was on the scene. I mean, you're telling me that Lex is so good that he somehow got his men to be there and the CIA couldn't find that out? I mean, come on, I just find that really hard to believe. I mean, I feel this scene could have worked if they would have included everything except for the CIA being involved. But I do understand it gives Lois something to do and something to investigate during the movie.
Fight!
Round 3.
You're getting slow in your old age, Upper.
Comes to us all, Master Wayne. So, last night was productive?
Nothing. This is a man who knows things. Anatoly Kanayev.
So the white Portuguese is a Russian. That's the theory.
One that wants to bring a dirty bomb into Gotham?
Ah, new rules.
Nothing's changed.
Oh, yes it has, sir. Men fall from the sky. Innocents die. That's how it starts, sir. The rage, the feeling of powerlessness that turns good men cruel.
Okay, so the movie's gonna earn a point right here. I like the scene between Bruce and Alfred, and how Alfred basically tells Bruce he's becoming more extreme because he feels powerless now that Superman is here. So this scene will get a point for that. But I will say though, this scene could have been better. I feel this was the perfect time for Alfred to bring up Batman now killing people instead of just fucking them up. I mean, the arrival of Superman or the death of Robin could have definitely been a justification for Batman now killing people, and essentially breaking his one rule, but I feel it was a missed opportunity.
Fight!
Round 4.
Man on the marquee. No, don't believe it. My father named the company after himself. He was the Lex in front of the court. Follow me. You know, Dad was born in East Germany. So, I think it was Providence that his son would end up with this little souvenir from the Kryptonian world engine.
The fragment is of a radioactive xenomineral, so we took the sample to Amrit, and when we exposed General Zod to the mineral, decaying Kryptonian cells.
We concluded the mineral could be weaponized if a large enough sample was found, lying at the bottom of the Indian Ocean.
And why would we want to weaponize this material?
As a deterrent? There are more of them.
The metahuman thesis.
These exceptional beings live among us. You don't have to use a silver bullet, but if you forge one, we don't have to depend upon the kindness of monsters.
We can help each other. What's your wish list?
The complete remains of the dead alien for testing. It's Cherry.
Okay, so that's gonna be my point. I know Jesse Eisenberg's performance was one of the negatives surrounding this movie, but honestly, I don't hate him. And I even understand the thought pattern that Zack Snyder had surrounding his casting. But on the other hand, I do realize it doesn't work because Lex was made to be an insane genius instead of a clever and smart businessman. I mean, in this scene alone, Lex is acting so wonky here. And it makes you even think, why would you even give him a wish list? I mean, he literally acts like he wants to take over the world. And yeah, I understand he mentioned other metahumans, but he comes off as a little unhinged and unlikable to others.
Can I call you June?
You can call me whatever you like. Take a bucket of piss and call it Granny's peach tea. You won't fool a fly or me. I'm not gonna drink it.
And that's not even me mentioning he fed the dude the Jolly Rancher. I mean, Lex could have worked even with Jesse Eisenberg in the role if Lex was made to be the guy to help build Metropolis after the Zod battle. And because of that, he's well liked. I mean, I feel that would have given him more influence during situations like this. So again, I feel the movie missed its opportunity here.
Fight!
Round 5.
Sir, get down. Ow! Hey, don't do it! Hey!
This is Lane.
Ken, your sports today. I want you to go over to Gotham.
Hey, are you guys watching this?
The suspect has been identified as Wallace Vernon Keith of making terrorist threats. That carries up to 40 years in prison.
Poor son of a bitch.
Is she in? The young lady living here?
She hasn't been back. And you need to get out of here before dark, unless you want to run into her. He is angry, and he's hunting.
Okay, so that's gonna be my point. This is yet another scene where the movie has something good, but again creates a missed opportunity. So Clark is told to go to Gotham for sports, and he ends up trying to find a lady that testified that Superman was responsible for what happened in Africa. And I don't have a problem with that.
Let the record show that this committee holds him responsible.
What I do have a problem with, though, is the movie hitting that Lex is behind the exchange between the old man that tells Clark that Batman is more angry. So you telling me that Lex knew that Clark would try to find a lady, so he set up a guy to talk to Clark in order to make Batman look more dangerous? And that's just ridiculous. Come on. I mean, I don't have a problem with the guy telling Clark this. I just have the problem that the movie made Lex behind it. I mean, this man could have easily been referring to Batman killing people now because of what happened with Robin. I mean, simple dialogue could have been added with the man saying, ever since his partner died, he's been on a rampage or something. But I have to say, this movie just manages to complicate itself for no reason. Fight! Round 6.
Who's that? That is Bruce Wayne.
Mr. Lex Luthor.
Me? Ah! You're embarrassing me. Speech.
I know you.
About 2,500 years ago.
All right, where am I going, Alfred? We're past the elevator. That's right, it must be. This is the service corridor in the basement. Go down the stairs.
Dad could not buy them.
Go left. Right in front of you, that's where you want to be.
Mr. Wayne. Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
What's your position, the Bat Vigilante in Gotham? Good people living in fear.
A little hypocritical. Every time your hero saves a cat out of a tree, you write a puff piece editorial. If he wanted to, could burn the whole place down.
Most of the world doesn't share your opinion, Mr. Wayne.
Have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
I love it. So, after all these years, we finally got you over to Metropolis. Maybe we could partner on something.
That's 7 minutes. Looks like the transfer's complete.
The governor.
Governor, excuse me.
Next time.
Governor.
Next time. Okay, so the movie's gonna earn a point right here. This whole scene with Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne meeting is pretty iconic. And I gotta say, I like the dialogue between them both. I also like how Clark hears Alfred talking in Bruce's ear. I will say though, I hate how Lex knows Clark's identity. And this is basically the reason Clark's here in the first place.
Someone on the committee requested that Clark Kent cover it.
I mean, Lex would have had to rely on not only Clark seeing a statue defaced, but also rely on Keith yelling he works for Bruce Wayne.
I work for Bruce Wayne! I work for Bruce Wayne!
Which more than likely prompted Clark to ask Bruce about Batman. And I feel like Clark is pursuing Batman because he sees that some people think Superman isn't all good.
I'm not saying he shouldn't act. I'm saying he shouldn't act unilaterally.
And he's trying to show people that Batman is way worse, and that's fine. But that should have been the only reason Clark started pursuing Batman, not because Lex was influencing him to fight the whole time. And this is me not even mentioning how the Bat brand ends up being a death sentence in prison, thus influencing Clark to not like Batman even more. Trust me, Zach, a Boy Scout like Superman doesn't need persuasion in not liking Batman.
I won't have vigilantism in my town.
When it comes to the actors and the acting in this movie, the standout in the movie is obviously Ben Affleck as Bruce Wayne Batman.
3 nights with a Bolshoi ballerina, that line was all she taught me.
Ben Affleck ends up being perfectly cast as Bruce Wayne Batman, and Affleck does a great job showing how the arrival of Superman has impacted Bruce.
And if we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
But speaking of Superman though, Henry Cavill still ends up being good as Clark Kent Superman. But I will say he has less of an impact than he did in Man of Steel because of how the story was set up. But I will say Henry Cavill still does his best. Jesse Eisenberg ends up being not that good as Lex Luthor, mainly due to how he was displayed as the Riddler rather than Lex Luthor.
That is a 3-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
And Gal Gadot ends up being great as Wonder Woman, even with the few scenes she's in.
I don't think you've ever known a woman like me.
And all the other supporting actors weren't bad either. So with that, the movie earns a 0.9 out of 1.0 for actors and acting.
Fight!
Round 7. Yeah, he did. Oh shit.
Next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it.
Consider this mercy.
Tell me, do you bleed?
I got soap for your ass, don't worry. Okay, so that's gonna be my point. Okay, even if I was okay with Batman just killing these guys, I still don't understand why he shot the truck with a tracker and then still chased them. I mean, this just tells me that the movie just wanted to have a scene with the Batmobile in it. I mean, this scene could have easily been replaced with the scene where Batman breaks into LexCorp to get the kryptonite. Plus, this first time meeting between Batman and Superman could have been way better. I mean, not only did Superman just let the criminals get away, I also have a problem with him not acknowledging that Batman was Bruce Wayne. I mean, I know it's small, but it just makes me feel like Zack Snyder doesn't care about the secret identities. Well, this and a non-explanation of how Lex figured out who Batman and Superman was. And I definitely won't go for it because he's always the smartest guy in the room.
Fight!
Round 8.
He has delivered a war here. And this is what war looks like.
Grace, can you get Greg up here, please? Right now.
Not only paid her, threatened her, gave her a script to learn. But the girl's got a conscience.
Senator!
Greg, why hasn't he been getting our checks?
He is, Mr. Wayne. He returns them.
It's a metropolis that happened 2 years ago.
Bruce not
I've seen this.
I'm sorry. I'll get to the bottom of it.
And there he is. Superman is here.
He's here. He came. He's above the Capitol.
You are gonna be on the hot seat in there, Junebug.
Good luck.
Superman, illegal alien. Okay.
Another one came this morning, Mr. Wayne.
Let me say at the outset that I'm grateful to our witness for coming before us today. We act by the consent of the governed, sir. Because today is...
Okay, so that's gonna be my point. I feel like this is yet another scene where the movie makes things complicated for no reason. The problem with the scene is that the fact that this movie sets up the events in Africa as the reason for the senator calling these hearings. But I gotta say, the events in Africa wasn't needed for this to happen at all. I mean, this scene could have came about because Keith was involved in the Battle of Metropolis, and the senator could have used the Battle of Metropolis as a means to call these hearings. But since the events in Africa is involved in the hearings also, and the senator knows Lex was trying to frame Superman, she should have stopped or at least postponed these hearings after getting the information to look into it. So I just don't understand why she acknowledges that Lex has been playing her.
He's been using the committee as his puppet theater.
But still goes on with what he obviously wants.
Fight!
Round 9.
Alexander Luthor. I've identified the host as General Zod of Kandor. Acknowledging presence of foreign genetic material. Advising. Action forbidden. Proceed. Very well. Commencing metamorphosis.
Okay, so that's gonna be my point. This is just another example of the movie giving Lex way too much credit. I mean, I don't even get Lex's plan to this point. So Lex originally wanted Superman to kill Batman and have them fight to the death. So I guess he creates Doomsday as a plan B? But how the hell does he know Batman won't kill Superman because he took the kryptonite, or Superman won't kill Batman? I mean, what if Batman would have killed Superman here? What the hell was his plan for Doomsday then?
Born to destroy you!
I mean, he already started creating them before they even started fighting. So I just feel like this movie makes Lex come up with the most convoluted plan possible.
Fight!
Round 10.
The night is here.
How convenient that there's a fucking bat signal outside this fucking tower. It's crazy.
Lois Lane.
Next category, circles. Round and round. Wrong category, boy. No, triangles. The shortest distance between any 2 points, and I believe the straightest path to Superman.
Lois Lane.
He just knows Superman gonna come. And Superman comes.
You came back.
Boy, do we have problems up here.
I'll take you in without breaking you.
The problem of you on top of everything else. Because that's what God
is.
Clark?
Joseph Kent.
God takes sides. No man in the sky intervened when I was a boy to deliver me from Daddy's fist and abominations. They need to see the fraud you are. Blood on your hands. And tonight, they will. And now, and you will battle him to the death. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
You think I'll fight him for you?
Exactly.
Yes, I do. Every boy's special lady is his mother.
Because you know my identity, right?
Birthday! I don't know! I would not let them tell me! You kill the bat. Martha lives. There we go. Mother of God! Would you look at the time?
Okay, so that's gonna be my point. I feel like the only reason they had Lex know Superman's secret identity is Clark Kent was so that he can kidnap Martha. I also feel like the scene could have been iconic if Lex was actually done right, and if his motivations were more clear. They hint that Lex has daddy issues and that God never saved him as a child because his dad beat him. But if this movie would have made Lex's motivation be simply show the public how much of a fraud Superman really is, and or make Superman out to be dangerous just so he could be the most loved person again, thus making him more richer, that could have worked. But instead, the movie takes shortcuts on what Lex's motivation really is. When it comes to the directing by Zack Snyder, he does great during the action scenes and providing some great visuals and stunts throughout the movie. What hinders the directing though is the fact that he made the movie more complicated than it actually should have been. And this is the one thing that actually frustrates me about Zack Snyder. He could put together a great story and then add like 1 or 2 elements that will make you go, why the fuck did you add that? Like Pa Kent dying for no reason in Man of Steel, to Lex just being behind everything with no real explanation at all. But I will say the directing is still above average. So with that, the movie earns a 0.6 out of 1.0 for directing.
Fight!
Round 11.
Bruce, please, you have to listen to me. Lex wants us. There's no time.
Why?
If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
God Gotcha, bitch.
Breathe it in.
Ooh! Come on, motherfucker. Ooh! There you go. Ooh. Ooh. You don't got that training? You can train on a farm. Fuck this dude. Damn! Shit. Wait, hold on, wait. Oh. Damn.
Letting him kill Martha. Find him. Why did you say that name? Martha, why did you say that name?
It's his mother's name. It's his mother's name.
Wait, you have a mom? Son of a bitch has a mom. Okay, so the movie's gonna earn a point right here. This fight is pretty cool between Batman and Superman and how Batman uses the kryptonite to his advantage. On the other hand, though, I get a point also because first, I understand what Zack Snyder was trying to do with the first name of both moms. But come on, let's be realistic. There's no reason for Superman to be saying that. I mean, yeah, maybe he thought he would die and that was his last wish or something. But even then, he would have said something along the lines of, Bruce, please save Martha Kent. Lex has her hostage. I mean, if you was going to do this moment, you should have had Superman say, what about Robin? Or how many more has to die or something. And that could have caused Batman to realize he was going too far with the killing. And I realized Bruce saw Superman simply as an alien, and when he said save Martha, he actually realized he had a family. But if secret identities were taken more seriously in this movie, Batman would have found out who he really was by being a detective and realized that he had a family.
Touché.
But even if I was to overlook the whole Martha thing, the whole Lex forces Superman to fight makes this fight artificial in hindsight. I mean, Superman barely even tries to tell Batman about what Lex is doing. I mean, he literally tries once and then he pushes him around twice. So this is why it really seems this fight is forced a bit. I mean, Bruce already wanted to kill Superman because of what happened in Metropolis and how Superman's emergence makes Bruce feel powerless. Plus how he felt Superman wouldn't stay good even if he was.
How many good guys are left? How many stayed that way?
Because of his experience fighting crime for 40 years. And on the other hand, Superman wants to fight Batman because he sees Keith blaming Superman.
He is not a hero.
And in an attempt to try to figure out why some people hate Superman, he discovers the Bat Vigilante that kills criminals.
He is angry and he's hunting.
So he feels he needs to stop him. But the movie could have included that while Clark was investigating Batman. He could have read an article about Robin getting killed and combined with what the old man said, he also sees when Batman started killing criminals. And that could have led to the fight between Batman and Superman, and Lex didn't have to be the influence at all. I mean, I feel Lex doesn't even care that much for Batman, and he feels he's just immortal in a costume compared to Superman.
What makes you think you can kill Superman when you can't even handle a mere mortal in a Halloween costume?
So basically relying on Batman to kill Superman was kind of stupid. So Lex could have mainly been focused on defrauding Superman in the movie for his own well-being, and not just to influence a fight. When it comes to the plot in the story has some great ideas with the world questioning Superman and the events of Man of Steel causing a conflict between Batman and Superman, but in the end, it ends up being one of the most convoluted movies ever, when it didn't really have to be. So with that, the movie earns a 0.3 out of 1.0 for plot and story.
Fight!
Round 12. Jammers. Yup. I'll play off on my side. Oh shit! That hurt. Ooh. Ah. Damn. Ooh. got a concussion. He's dead. Damn! Oh! There you go. Damn! Oh! Oh! Oh!
Drop it.
I said drop it!
It's okay.
Okay, so the movie's gonna earn a point right here. Say what the hell you want about this movie, but this scene of Batman saving Martha is pretty fucking iconic. I have to say, Zack Snyder does a great job displaying Batman action throughout the movie, while making the visuals and the stunts of the movie that more realistic and enjoyable to watch. And I have to say, the action and the visuals and the stunts are one of the highlights of the movie. So with that, the movie earns a 0.5 out of 0.5 for action. And the movie also earns a 0.5 out of 0.5 for visuals and stunts.
Fight!
Final round, round 13.
Ancient, you're Doomsday.
This thing emerged from the Kryptonian crash site just moments ago. Now, military aircraft, those are Apache helicopters, they have now just
Only kryptonite weapons can kill it.
I got one round left.
The spear. If I can penetrate the skin, the spear will kill it.
It would in theory.
I gotta get it to chase me.
There you go.
Seems to feed on energy.
She with you?
I thought
She's with you. Let's go. There you go. Teamwork. I don't understand this dude's power at all.
This is my world.
No, Clark, don't.
You are my world.
No.
Damn. Okay, so that's gonna be my point. This final battle with Doomsday isn't really that compelling at all. And that's even with Wonder Woman joining in, even though she is enjoyable. Plus, I don't understand Doomsday's powers and how he can absorb energy or whatever. And I also feel like this movie would have been better if Metallo was the actual main villain instead of Doomsday. And I mainly say that because at the very least it would have gave Batman something to do during this battle. But then again, I understand that Zack wanted to sacrifice Superman, so I'm not upset with Doomsday at all. So there you guys have it. That's my match against Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. It turns out my opponents aren't that compelling as I end up winning this one. We're not done yet though. Let's go see where it fits on the scale. Let's go check out the final numbers. Okay, so when it comes to the final numbers, we have everything except for the editing and the score. There were no problems in terms of the editing, so that'll remain at 0.3 out of 0.3. When it comes to the score, it ends up being one of the highlights of the movie, as Hans Zimmer does a great job incorporating a score in the movie. And I have to say, it even makes some scenes even better. So with that, the movie earns a 0.2 out of 0.2 for score. So now that we have all the numbers, let's add them up. So the movie ends up with a 3.3 out of 4.5, and that gives it a B+ rating. So there you guys have it. That's my movie review of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. And also let me know which superhero movie you want me to go against. Next week, I'll be looking at a group of misfits. No, not them. We went against them already. The other ones. But until then, this is Joshua Freeman. This has been Joshua vs. the Movies. I'm going to see you guys in the next match. Damn, they did. Sure hope nobody's in this building.
He saved us.
Barely.
Didn't say anything about one of our own.
Exactly.
Shall I tell the general you're unwilling to comply?
I don't care what you
tell him. I don't care what you tell him. Rock bottom.